Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about my experience, spoiler free, at Escape the Room in New York City. I went to the Midtown one, and I went with two people. I went with my friend and her sister. And so I'm basically just going to be talking about sort of, I guess, like the rules, or, I'm not going to be giving anything away. Um, I will say I did the office challenge, which is 10 people. So besides me and two other people, there were 7 people who we didn't know. So you do get paired up with strangers depending on how many people you bought tickets for. So let's say you and 3 of your friends decide to buy tickets all together and get 4 tickets, then there would be 6 other strangers with you in that particular challenge. But the other challenges have different, I guess, different maximums for the amount of people. So I know another one, I think it has only like 6 people or something like that, which is way less. So yeah, it really depends on the challenge. It was super, super fun. And basically what happened was we got there, and it's on the 11th floor, or at least the one I went to was on the 11th floor of the building, which is on West 31st Street between 5th and 6th, if I'm not forgetting. Um, so that's where it is. We went up, and immediately there's just like a little hallway, and you just go through the hallway, and it's like obvious like where Escape the Room is. The thing that did confuse me though was that there were 2 signs. One of them, like when we got out of the elevator, one of them said easy and then pointed to the left, I think, and then no, sorry, the one that pointed to the left said hard, and then the one that pointed to the right of us said easy. And I thought, oh, maybe it's like a challenge to like actually get in the like to get in the place itself, but it wasn't. We just kind of walked in to the left because that's where we saw people waiting. So we just got in there. We waited, I don't know, maybe like 10-15 minutes. They check you in, so they, just make sure everyone's there. And so we met and introduced ourselves to the other people who were doing the challenge with us, which was really cool. I still remember all their names, which is awesome. They're really nice. Um, so yeah, a woman came out who worked there, and she kind of just came out just to make sure that we were all introducing ourselves to everybody else, and that we got comfortable with one another. And then I don't know, they were still like setting up the room, because what happens is like after a challenge, the room gets super messy because you literally have to move stuff all around. You have to pick up stuff, and like it's crazy. Like by the end of the thing, like the room looked like a total mess. So I understood after why they took so long to like clean it up. So all right. So basically, they explain the rules. So the same woman who came out to check on us before told us all the rules and things like that. You are allowed to use your phones, and you do take all of your belongings into the room that you're trying to escape. So like I had a purse with me, and I could bring it into the room, and there was just like a little coat hanger. I'm not sure about the other rooms, but I'm pretty sure you can just bring all your belongings in there too. Um, so yeah, and phones are allowed. So you are allowed to use your phone. Um, the phones don't help that much. There was actually not one, 2 incidences in which we thought using phones would help us, but it actually set us off track, because whatever we like Googled, um, it either like didn't have an answer, or like the answer was wrong at one point. We did that, and it just screwed everything up for a bit. So what else was I gonna say about the room? Um, the room was like, I mean, the size of the room was like, I wouldn't say it was that big, but like you could fit like a good amount of people in that room. Um, I'm really not good with like dimensions, so I can't tell you offhand like like the the feet or anything, or like the square foot, like how big it was, but like it was big enough. Like I didn't feel claustrophobic or anything. It was well lit too. Um, Again, I don't know about the other rooms, but like it was, the room we were in was like, it was big enough that we could all walk around, and yeah. Um, but it's funny because it looks, once you walk into the room, it looks like really, really simple, but there's so many like hidden things and things you have to like look out for. And there's also a screen on one of the walls that tells you, that has a timer on it, so you can look at the screen at any time during the challenge and see how much time you have left. And they also give you clues. There is a camera and a speaker in the room. The speaker is just in case you misplace some, or not misplace something, misuse like a certain object that could be like dangerous or like harmful to you or something like that. Like, I don't know, maybe like you open a window or something, I don't know. So that's just so that as they're monitoring what you're doing, they can tell you to like not move something or to not do that, or like, oh, that's dangerous. So that didn't happen at all. So and then the camera, they watch you and they give you clues if they see you getting like really off track. So we did get a lot of clues because it was really hard. Like, I think it's probably much harder than you expect. And we were pretty close by the end. Like, we weren't quite close, but I think we did a pretty good job in 60 minutes. It's 60 minutes if I didn't mention that already. So that's how long you have to figure out the whole thing. And the clues were really helpful. They just type it like on a screen and it shows up for like a certain amount of time. And I'm not sure, but I think they make sure that you see it. Like, I guess they watch you and they make sure you see it and then they take it off, or something like that. It was super fun. The time goes by really fast. So even though it was an hour, it felt maybe like half an hour or 45 minutes. I don't know. So it definitely felt much shorter. So yeah, is there anything else I have to say? I'm like trying to think if there's anything else. You should definitely wear something comfortable, just because, I mean, you are going to be walking around a lot, and in some cases, like running, like, sometimes I would have to like run to the other side of the room because I got something and I was like, oh my god, guys! And so, sometimes other people do that and you have to run over to them, or somebody figures out something and then runs to the other side of the room because they're like, oh my god, this thing like unlocks that. I will say there are like a lot of keys and locks and things like that. So you have to you have to figure out the combinations to the locks, and you have to find the keys in the first place. But you are allowed to like touch most things basically everything in the room you're allowed to touch. So yeah, and it's also like family friendly. Like, if, I don't know, like I would bring my family, if I could. Maybe I'm thinking about going back and bringing like my sister or my mom. Yeah, or just like my whole family to go, because it's like, it just seems like a really fun like family activity to do. So it's totally like child appropriate, at least the one I did, which was the original Escape the Room. Apparently it was like their first one or something. So that was, it was something that, it's hard, but I think a kid would really enjoy like exploring a room and getting to really touch things. And yeah, and you leave a huge mess afterward. And one thing I forgot to mention, at the very end, once the time is up, unless you've already escaped the room, you escape through the same door that you entered in. So it's the exact same door. At least for mine, there was only one door. And so after the time is up, the same woman who had spoken to us before came in, and she told us like everything that we did wrong, stuff that she basically went from the very beginning of what we did to where we had left off and told us, everything that we had done, right or wrong. She like corrected us, and then she showed us what we would do if we had kept on going, like if we had more time, up until the very end, so the clue, and I think we were pretty close. So she basically gave us the answer, and that's why I can't go back to that challenge, because now I know basically how to do it. So yeah, they basically tell you the answers to everything after. Super, super fun. I guess I have to wrap this up because I'm already at like 9 minutes and 30 seconds. So yeah, I would definitely recommend it for families, or even just like, I don't know, coworkers, I guess. Very good team building type thing. I don't know, maybe for like meeting new people in some sort of school setting, or like at a new, I don't know. It was super fun, and I would definitely go again. I really want to try the agency, I think it is, like agency challenge, or the house challenge, or maybe downtown. So yeah. All right, bye.